Okay. Hi everyone. I'd like to speak about determining the level of population trust in the role of paramedics of emergency medical care in Ukraine. First of all, the government amended the model regulation on the emergency medical team as provided by the Cabinet Minister of Ukraine, Decree number 764 of August 21st, 2019. From now on, emergency medical team will include paramedics. Healthcare reform raises many questions about the future of medical staff and patients. But do people, potential patients, understand who paramedics are and what will make them different from today's emergency care doctor or medical assistant? The relevance of our scientific work is in clarifying this question. The purpose of research is to determine the attitude and identify the level of confidence in the role of paramedics in providing urgent and emergency care. To achieve this goal, we have set the task, and they are presented in the. Let me not dwell on them in detail. The object of research is emergency aid in Ukraine, and the subject of research is the qualification requirements for paramedics and awareness of the population. The scientific note of our work is that for the first time, the question of the suitability of introduction paramedics was studied from the standpoint of the attitude of both health professionals and the population as potential consumer of medical service to this issue. The practical value of our work is fact that the result obtained can be used to reform emergency care center as well as to explain to the people the essence of the reform of this system. When analyzing the degree of awareness of the work of paramedics among citizens of Ukraine, on example of Ternopil, we conducted a questionnaire survey of residents of Ternopil region. The survey involved 60 respondents and 60 questionnaires, each containing 10 questions with detailed answers, were filled out accordingly. First, we found out if people know about the profession of paramedic. Almost half of the respondents gave an affirmative answer. The next question was whether paramedics need higher medical education. Most respondents agreed with this statement, but many believe that only emergency courses are needed. The composition of the new medical team is also unclear to potential patients, so we included the question: who will the paramedics become in the following years? In light of the results, we can conclude the respondents consider it reasonable for the paramedic to respond to a call. Also, a significant number of respondents believe that the paramedic should independently analyze the situation, form a further plan of the correct the patient condition, and provide proper medical care. When determining the opinion of the respondent regarding the responsibility and function of paramedics, in particular the calculation of the dose of drug administered directly to the patient in the case emergency, it was found that most respondents are uninformed with the function of paramedics and said that they can administer drugs but do not calculate doses since they are already fixed. The knowledge about the principles of working anesthetic, respiratory, and other equipment used in emergency medical care is the second aspect of the study of the responsibility of paramedics. These skills are considered mandatory by a large number of citizens, but the rest are not clearly aware of the principle of work of paramedic. The main question was to determine the degree of confidence in entrusting one's health to a paramedic upon arrival of the ambulance. In light of the results, we can conclude that a significant percentage of citizens have distrust in the action and effectiveness of paramedic, even in the same situation, and most of them prefer medical care. But will the paramedic still be able to provide the person with the same emergency care? That's what people are really worried about. Half of the respondents are convinced of the competence and proper qualification of paramedics, but the rest are full of doubts. Accordingly, it is necessary to increase the dissemination of information about the profession of paramedic actions and functions and the positive aspects of reforming emergency care among the population. With the study, we have also interested in seeing each respondent's view on the paramedic's role in paramedic care. Unfortunately, most of respondents answered in the negative, but 33% still expressed a clean position, which is the following. Paramedics is a person who can quickly and constructively make a decision to provide care, provide quality medical care in extreme conditions. Is an alternative to the doctor and save people's lives. Analyzing the results, a number of issues need to be explained to the population, namely, how does the dispatcher control the performance of a paramedic and does he do it? What is medical triage and why do paramedics need to do it? How a paramedic different from medical assistant? What is the response to calls that do not require immediate care? What calls does emergency medical team respond to? Therefore, we made a number of conclusions presented on the slide. Let me not dwell on them in detail. Every healthcare worker, every paramedic has to work on theoretical and critical thinking, a matter of life and death. There are actually 3-second decisions based on situational awareness. After all, reform is not about destroying everything that is. Reform is about making the most reasonable and professional decision to save the lives and health of each of us. That's all. Thank you for attention.
So, any questions?
Ma'am, I have one question.
So, and other participants?
I have one question, ma'am.
Sergey, Galina, and other? Guys, any questions?
Ma'am, I have one question.
So, and
I have a question.
So, and
Ma'am, I have one question.
if not, just wait. We have some questions. Just wait. Just because yes.
Є тут задаток?
Here, yes. So, guys, we have questions.
Hello,
Hello, hi.
Галина Stepanovna. I have 3 questions. You conducted your study on the basis of residents of Chernobyl region. What do you think about necessity to conduct studies on the basis of other regions of Ukraine?
Please repeat the last. I don't hear.
Еще раз можно?
Your study covers only 60 residents of Chernobyl region. Is it necessary to carry out such study on the basis of other regions of Ukraine?
Okay. I study only 60 person because this work we because I study my excuse me.
And another question, do you have any?
There is no answer.
We study only 60% because we compare students of our university, Ternobyl State University, and my friend, my person from 15 to 60 years, and we include people different profession, for example, not only in medicine, but also technique worker and other.
Well, next question. You conducted your sociological study among residents of Ternopil region. What do you think about possibility of such evaluation by population, professional qualification of paramedics? Can population do evaluation of professional qualification of paramedics?
Okay, I think please repeat.
It seems patients can do evaluation of the satisfaction of quality of healthcare, but they have appropriate knowledge to do evaluation of professional qualification. Maybe.
Patients of Ternopil region are not satisfaction of work of paramedic because they doesn't know many information about functional paramedics, about hymnologies, and our patient suffer from many diseases, in sometimes, for example, hypertonic and other people, and they paramedics doesn't know of some aspects of medicine, for example, side effects of many drugs, and they don't prepare. They don't administer drug for patient, and doesn't and he also can first aid.
Well, your study includes 60 residents. What do you think about statistical reliability of your results, including such number of respondents?
60 responsibilities. 60 respondents is
in such a way you calculated. Yes, in such a way you calculated the number of respondents. By 60, maybe it's necessary to calculate 80 or 100, for example.
The age of we compare women and men. Women in 57% and men's 43%, and age, for example, age we don't study.
In your presentation are shown only relative values without errors. Why?